Okay. Welcome back to Crash and Eddie. I'm Eddie, and once again we have Crash.
Welcome, everybody. This is Crash, and I'm so happy to be here. This is the third time in a row, and if Eddie will continue to allow me to come, I'll try to do so.
Well, we actually did this video yesterday, and it was a little bit of a debacle, man. So we're gonna redo this sucker.
Yep.
We had a little technological snafu,
Yeah, there's a
and
lot. There's so much to talk about too. It went very long, but it was an exciting show. But we'll try to condense it this time.
yeah, right. So anyways, if we put forth that kind of technological garbage, man, we're not going to be around long. And so I wanted to actually post it, but Crash can sometimes be the voice of reason. And what it ended up is he was the only one on the podcast.
It was me speaking to you, but there was no you.
I thought it would have been good, but I think he was the voice of reason, so we're not going to post that. We
Yeah,
might have
but
it
maybe
for
we'll,
bloopers
we'll
now.
save that for an archive.
Right. So,
we'll,
anyways,
we'll we'll post that when we hit 10,000 views.
views per second. Yep. Um, so we're gonna do a Chainlink review today because you guys have just been beating us up, huh? Crash, you've just been taking heat over not doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody wants. They're like, why do you like Chainlink so much? And it's like, well, listen to our show. We're going to talk about it.
That's right.
Listen to sign up, subscribe,
Yep.
like, hit the bell, and hit all for Crash and Eddie. That's
Yep.
E D
And once
E D
again, this.
Y.
Yep. Once again, this is not financial advice for educational and informational purposes only, and a little bit of entertainment.
Little bit.
So,
Yeah.
markets are
All right.
kind of holding
Yeah.
steady, huh?
Yeah, they are. It's good. It's consolidation is perfect right now. It's exactly what we want to see. We don't see the numbers going back down towards the 200-day average. They're far above it, and they're consolidating. It's been what 3, 4, 5 days now in the 1900 range, and that's beautiful. I think we're in for another huge pump here at some point.
Yeah, it's fighting. It's just hanging out in the 19s, high
Hmm.
18s, and we'll see when we break through that 20. That's kind of the new high for me. I mean, I know we already hit the technical new high, but I kind of look at breaking through that 20 and holding
Yeah.
it as that's new
And
area.
yeah, it's just totally amazing. Everybody I talk to, whether it's at the store or a restaurant or at the gym, when I bring up cryptocurrencies, people are interested. There's a lot of buzz going on about it, and
Yeah.
people they don't want to miss out. Nobody wants to be the first one in. We're just coming into that stage where there's going to be a huge bell curve going up with adoption, and the sooner people get in and get involved and learn what they're doing, and it's going to be life changing to them.
Yep. Very unique opportunity. So, all right. So let's
Hmm.
get going on this coin review. We're gonna do this.
Yeah, why don't you scroll all the way up to the top, up to Bitcoin?
Yeah. Okay. So we got. Yep.
Because what I'd like to do is kind of just briefly touch the use cases for some of these coins that have higher market cap than Chainlink.
So these are your blue chips, we call them. You're in your top 100. There's what you were saying. There's 3,000 some coins. Coin
All right.
Market Cap has actually like seven, but I know when you scroll down. Did you do the scrolling thing where you tried to get to the bottom and you just get to just basically nothing when you get
Yeah.
into the 3,000s, right?
Right.
Yeah, they got
Yeah. So
7,863 cryptocurrencies, which last time Bitcoin peaked, there was, I think, 4,000. I think it was in the 4,000 or high
Oh,
threes.
I don't know. I don't even know if there's that many.
Yeah, maybe not, but
Oh,
again though, when you really go and scroll down, like you said, that last 3,000. They're not even really even listed, I don't think, or I don't know if you'd want
yeah, a
to
lot of
touch
them
them
are.
if they are listed. Anyways, go ahead with the. So you want to.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to starting with Bit. So
Man, you're
with
kind
Bit,
of in and out,
how are they
Chris.
perceived as far as, yeah, so are you. You're chopping in and out, but I think it's probably recording okay.
Okay.
Um, so how do you see Bitcoin as far as its use model?
Store value like digital gold.
Yeah, it's the first one out there. It's been around since what, 2009?
2008 happened to just by fluke come out after the last financial crisis. That was odd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it has some longevity. It's okay. It's 2008 or nine. So that's 10, 11, 12 years ago, right? And here we go where it's highlighted and brought up on all the financial channels, all the markets, financial markets, all the banks, all the central banking systems. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin. It's really a revolution. I don't know how else to explain it, but
Yeah, a lot of times when people are referring to cryptocurrency, they call it literally Bitcoin. It's like they might even mean other cryptos. I've noticed even in like in the industry and stuff, but they just call it Bitcoin. It's like Googling something
yeah,
in search.
yeah, right. So Bitcoin is the big dog. It absolutely has the largest market cap by a large amount. When we get to Chainlink, you'll see the Chainlink is virtually 1% the market cap of Bitcoin. Um,
Right. 5.2 billion versus
yeah,
353 billion.
yeah. So, all right. So we got Bitcoin. That's the number one market cap. Then we drop down to Ethereum at 67 billion. And Ethereum, how would you describe the use case for Ethereum, Eddie?
Smart contracts, I mean, and a lot of people call it the global computer. It's
Uh-huh.
decentralized smart contracts. I know that's a broad term now, and Chainlink gets into that too, but that's kind of where
Yeah.
I see it. But
And it's a form that other cryptocurrencies operate on, correct?
what's that? Yeah,
It's a platform.
right.
Yeah. It's a
Ethereum.
platform that other cryptocurrencies, there's a lot of, I don't know how many, but there's a lot of other cryptocurrencies that operate on the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah, we'll
So
have to.
even if even Chainlink, when it's operating, it's actually stored on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so that's Ethereum's use case is the fact that it's basically the internet of the blockchain. It's the biggest dog as far as platforms where other cryptocurrencies can operate.
Right. I mean, that's how they started to come out. We'll have to do something on Ethereum. They came out really issuing ICOs. I mean, that was their deal. Pretty much
Hmm.
a ton of ICOs came through, and it's the ERC20 token that is
Hmm.
their most famous token. And in a lot of ERC20s, there's exchanges, I think, like Uniswap, and there's different exchanges that are just for ERC20 tokens. So it's a way for
Hmm.
people to come out really fast and cheap with their own token. And
Right.
then there's branches off. And I know Chainlink is it's an ERC20, but it's got an overlay of it too. So it's kind of like a hybrid of it.
Right. Right.
But
So let's go on then to
yeah, XRP is that's more moving money. I mean, that's their deal. They're about cross-border payments, moving money. I mean, they're going to have other use cases. That's the thing about them. Their token's very fast
Hmm.
and cheap to move. So a lot of stuff I think is going to end up being built on it. But I don't know. We can get into more Ethereum. Ethereum's a deep. Well, we'll definitely have to do that soon. But 2.0 just came out. That's big for the industry. So, and that gets into more proof of stake and all this other stuff. So, but
Next one is Tether, which is a
Crash, man, we are losing you. I don't know if this is picking up, but we're gonna roll with it. Um, I wonder if this is an internet thing. Of course, we're trying to do this at a time when traffic is heavy, but he's talking about Tether, and let's pause this for 1 second. So yeah, we got XRP, we got that use case. Well, 1 second here. Yeah, so we got XRP, we got that use case, and that's about moving money. And Tether is, you were saying,
Oh yeah, it's considered a stable coin, but I think
right?
we can get into Tether another time. I know you have some different opinions on that I'd like to hear as well as our audience. The next one would be Litecoin. Where do you see Litecoin as far as a usage
Litecoin
model?
too. I look at it really as a store of value. I know there's not. I don't think there's a lot of other use cases on it, but it's like the sister or little brother of Bitcoin, right? It came out around then, and I know it's got
Hmm.
4 times as many coins,
Right,
but it's
and
an
it is
OG, right?
yeah, and it's used. There's a big following, and they have their own community that
Yeah,
it's used around the world.
big time
Um,
community.
yep, and there people are sending and doing commerce on Litecoin, and Litecoin is also one of the few coins that's I think accepted on Amazon and some other big platforms along
Is
with
it
Bitcoin.
okay? Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean their payments their specialty is payments, and I think they're probably better than Bitcoin at actually just the transactions. I mean that's what they wanted to be, right?
Yeah, I've been a big holder of Litecoin for many years. I bought a lot of Bitcoin back in 2017, and I've held on to it. And it's popped down. It's gotten down. I think down around the number 15 mark
Right.
on market cap at one point, but here it is back at 5. Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's one I certainly recommend people keep in their portfolio. The next one would be Bitcoin Cash. Obviously that's a fork, but any comments on that?
Bitcoin
Or
Cash, I know their claim to fame or what they want to do, I know is and I forget the head on that one, but it's basically for payments. It's supposed to be Bitcoin, but just way better for payments for
yeah,
transactions.
yeah, and I think Bitcoin went one direction, and Bitcoin Cash when they forked, um, they wanted it was meant to stay closer to the original protocol. Um, but that's besides the point. There's a whole bunch of different. What is there? There's Bitcoin SOV, is it
SV, that's Satoshi's vision. They're
or
supposed to be
yeah,
supposedly the closest. That one's at number 12. That's, pretty,
yeah.
it's got a lot of market value. Those two really are the only, I'd say, quote unquote successful forks. The rest of them are pretty much garbage. I mean, a lot of people say
Yeah.
these are
I,
garbage, but
isn't there a Bitcoin Gold?
there's a gold, there's a diamond, there's a
Yeah. Well, we should do a show on that. It'd be interesting just to go through the top 4 or 5 of those and
yeah.
explain what.
We'll do Bitcoin, and that's so well known. We'll get into the forks
Mhm.
in that same episode.
Because I think a lot of people get confused when they see Bitcoin Cash and all these other things. They don't.
Right.
I think people buy Bitcoin coin Cash. I've heard of people
Oh
buying it
yeah.
thinking they were buying Bitcoin.
Yeah, and it's got a following, and it's an interesting compare and contraction with that. So yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay, so now here number 7, we get into Chainlink, and Chainlink has only been around, I believe, around 2 years. It's a project that was started basically to um, create a path to for all these different systems to interact. Okay, thank you. You pulled up this chart. So we've got up at the top, we've got the DeFi, and I'm going to go around clockwise. Um,
One
I
second.
lost it there.
Yeah, I just updated so it's moving around here for you.
Okay, yeah, okay. So Chainlink, what it does is it makes all these different systems interchangeable, or allows them to transfer data between each other, um, and multiple data sources. So when one system wants to know what all the exchanges, what the price is for Bitcoin on all the different exchanges, they can gather all that data and can come through Chainlink and enter their system in a smooth and safe way. Um, there's foundations, there's services that are being provided, there's users and holders of the Chainlink cryptocurrency. Um, there's interactions between all the exchanges, the big exchanges, um, and different wallets. And what they use are called oracles. And these oracles are basically just data transmission sources that allow data to be gathered, compiled, and put into a format that other um, systems can operate and use in a safe way. So it it allows all these different cryptocurrencies to work together. Okay, so this is huge. This is like I don't know, what could you compare this to, Eddie, in the internet?
It's
It's five. This is 5G versus dial-up.
yeah, it's I'd probably compare it to like Google, because it's just so data. It's all about data and information.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I one video that we're gonna attach is this. It's a video of it's Pomp again with a video of with an interview with Sergey Nazarov. I guess that's
Yep.
their founder, right?
That's the founder. Yeah, he's the CEO and founder of Chainlink.
Yeah. Now, interesting. The first thing out of his mouth is not data; it's smart contracts. So
Yeah.
he built this basically off smart contracts, and really, how you want to look at. I mean, Ethereum smart contracts, but basically, a smart contract really. The core of a smart contract is the data. It's some
Yeah.
kind of data points. I mean, it could be for financial things where you're gonna base
Mhm.
things on the price of the Dow Jones index or the price of any asset or the
Right.
weather or any, sports things. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's really applies to any industry, any problem out there that needs to be solved. They can create smart contracts, and they can find the data sources that are agreed upon by that industry to trigger these contracts to be activated or fulfilled.
right.
And
So these smart contracts are a huge use case, and what these guys specialize in is the data that goes into these
Mhm.
smart contracts.
Right,
And they get
right,
into
like
the smart contracts themselves, it sounds like, too, right,
yeah,
Kraus?
yeah, yeah, they do, and they've really linked up with Ethereum. There was, a few
Yeah.
months ago or a year ago, there was a lot of talk about them kind of competing. Well, Chainlink has made it very clear that Ethereum and their smart contract system is exactly who they want to serve, to the point that they've donated, I don't know, 10 or $50 million to um, the foundation that funds new coins on Ethereum,
Right.
new projects,
Yeah.
and
And these guys are well funded, deep. I mean, this is when you get into smart contracts, this is the blue chip one. I mean, this is the
yeah,
one that, if you're looking for, the most developed. I really don't know anything about this guy's background, but this is a good video because it explains a lot of stuff about, he does it. Pomp does some good deep dives on people and great
yeah. Now
interviews.
we're not going to play that. You're just going to link it
No,
in
we
the
won't
bottom.
play it, but
Okay. All right.
yeah, I'm pretty sure, Crash, that you can't. This is how developed we are as a YouTube team. I don't think you can play YouTube videos within a YouTube video. I'm pretty sure you get like a strike against it. You can't it's like replaying stuff. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you can have pics of them and stuff, but you can't
Yeah.
really. That's why a lot of people they'll just go off Twitter and they'll like
Uh-huh.
replay Twitter because once it's on Twitter, then it's a free for all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
All right. Well,
anyways,
that's really all I have for CoinLink right now. It's one of those
Chainlink,
that
yeah.
is it's got probably the highest market cap with the what I feel is the strongest future usage model.
Wow, whoa, 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 whoa. I got some
Yeah.
stuff on this, man. We're not done yet, fella.
Oh, okay. Let it rip, buddy.
Hold on. Well, first of all, we got this Crypto Nobes video. Okay, this is one that also explains. It's a good overview of Chainlink too. So we'll link this down below too. You can check that
Hmm.
out. But the up and comer on Chainlink is none other than API 3.
Yes.
So now the difference is, right? Chainlink, okay, so let's talk about tokenomics, okay? We got
All
this
right.
beautiful graph, but let's talk about, okay, so Chainlink has supposedly a total supply of 1 billion, right? Tokens.
That's correct.
Circulating supply of 395. So those are the tokenomics, and they use tokens to they are proof of work, right?
I don't have that confirmed in front of me.
All right, Crash, you got to start bringing it with this stuff, man. I mean, are you looking to get us sued by our audience for bad info?
That's why I don't say something that I don't know.
Okay, so that's a big old I don't know. I'm pretty sure they are though, but they too might be moving to proof of stake because that's really what 2.0 is for Ethereum. It's about moving to proof of stake from proof of work.
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're technically. I think you have to get deeper into it for them technically to be proof of stake, but that is the goal of 2.0. That's the whole thing.
Hmm.
So I've heard differing stories with this with that whole proof of stake thing, but regardless, we know that XRP is in fact proof of stake. And my thing is, as far as efficiency goes, it's night and day between proof of stake and proof of work. So
Hmm.
it's interesting. I mean, you don't have miners, you don't have, we got to do Ethereum quick because that's a deep, deep thing that we got to get into with these guys. But okay,
Right.
so the team, those are the tokenomics basics, the high level tokenomics of Chainlink. And what else is there about it? Use case. I mean, the use case. So those are the three things that you worry about with coins, people. That's what you want to look at. Use case, tokenomics, which is how many they have, how are they used, and team. Okay, so that's it for Chainlink for in a nutshell. I mean, you got to do your own research and dig into it and see if it's a good investment for you, but that's what it is. So API 3 is probably it's the most up and coming competitor that I've seen out there, and I don't know, Crash, you can kind of weigh in, but
Yeah, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of them that are in development, but this is the one that's hit the news in the last week or two.
right now this
And
one is interesting in that, let's see here. Let me see if I can get it up on here, but it's they so that's their website. Um, real quick here, let's just get. I'm gonna get Chainlink's website up too, because you should always, when you're looking at something, take the time to go to their website. You
mhm,
know, if you're putting money into something and you haven't even gone to the website, that's questionable behavior as an investor, in my
yes.
opinion. So this is Chainlink's website. Um, dig into that, uh, and right away start building your universally connected smart contact contract. So, um,
Yeah, so what you'll see is their website is it targets developers.
right.
That's their target market are developers of new coins and existing coins and new use cases.
Right. Because it's not, and that's an interesting point. This is a back end, I guess in the business world, you'd call it B2B, not B2C. This is a back end
Oh yeah,
solution
for sure. Yeah,
that, you know,
yeah.
you, unless you're on the back end and working on that type stuff in technology, you're not even know you're using Chainlink. So,
Yeah. Right.
whereas
Yeah.
Bitcoin's very B 2 C. It's
Mm-hmm.
about front customers buy Bitcoin, buy for consumers really. I mean that's where they're
Hmm.
pushing with it. They want to be more B 2 B, but it's pretty
Yeah.
B 2 C. I mean I guess with I don't know. It's hard to even say they're that too because there's no company behind Bitcoin. That's what
Yeah.
makes it very different, right?
Yeah. That's. I mean, it's amazing that there isn't. It's just a algorithm.
It's a beautiful thing, man, that the governments
Hmm.
can't seem to control. They're trying though. Anyway, so this API 3, the difference here is now they have a native token, so it's not an ERC20. I
Hmm.
kind of like that. I always kind of like not being an ERC20, but
Hmm.
ERC20s are, I mean, they're out there and a lot of new up and coming stuff. They go ERC20. So some leave that. But going to proof of stake, I think there's going to be less of a desire to do that because I think that makes Ethereum a lot more scalable. So,
Yeah.
but regardless, that's what these guys are. Um, Now, their founders are, see if I can pull this sucker up. Burak Benligere, Sasa Milak, and Heike Vantinen.
That was perfect. I know those guys.
You know them, they're famous. I'd like to know what nationality that is, to be honest. You know? I mean, interesting.
Well, you have a German, you have a Indian, and
Yeah. Those two dots are German, right?
yeah.
That's a German, yeah, right. So, yeah, anyways, they're obviously very smart. And if you ever too want to really dig into a coin and feel really, really stupid, look at their white paper.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah,
throw
I
you
feel
for a
really
loop.
stupid. That's fine. Yeah, because you better have a technical dictionary with you because there's going to be so many terms in there that unless you're in that industry, uh,
Yeah.
it's going to be foreign.
Yeah, the white paper is the hardcore. This is what it's all about. So I encourage you to always look at a white paper if you have the guts to do it, man. I mean, they're fascinating. You'll learn some stuff, but you better have a lot of time and be prepared to read things like 15 times.
Yeah, it's kind of like reading a prospectus,
Yeah, only it's so much more technical.
except that it's more technical and less legal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you read a prospectus and then you read one of these, it's like, holy cow, prospectuses are easy to read.
Yeah, if you got a Black's Law dictionary.
Yeah, right. Anyways, so this is an interesting one though. It's around a couple bucks. Um, it's the tokenomics are significantly different. There's a total supply of 100 million versus and circulating supply of 13.
Yeah, that's what boy, there's a lot of it to come out yet. There's hardly any of it circulating.
Right, but there's only a max supply of 100 million
Uh-huh.
versus
How do they create new tokens?
Out of thin air, I'm assuming. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know how they
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
But I will say this, they're actually you can get in on this right now straight through the company. From anywhere from like 30 cents to $2. You can still get in. I think it's through December 14th.
Hmm.
You can take part of, I think it's the initial ICO.
Hmm.
It's through December 14th. But of course, being a U.S. resident, you may not participate in that, people.
Oh, yeah, I love that part of the crypto world, how things, almost everything that's really, really cool, uh, you're not allowed to do if you're a US citizen.
Yeah,
So,
it's
what I don't understand that.
well,
That
it's
needs
to
that
save
needs
us from ourselves,
it
Crash.
needs
I mean,
to
you know
well,
that.
no, it needs to change. People need to be responsible for themselves.
We can't take on that kind of risk. You know it, and I know it. Hold
Really?
on 1 second.
Your audio changed, by the way. Now it's
That's the
back to
kind of
normal.
stuff you get with Crash and Eddie. Just brief interruptions for this and that. I mean, you're going to get a little bit of that. Anyways, yeah,
So,
I mean,
so did you dig into this API 3? And I mean, do you have a synopsis on what they're doing better or proposing to do better than Chainlink?
I mean, I did a little bit. They cut out the middleman. See, you have miners basically with Chainlink that you don't have with API 3. It's more automated.
Mm,
So it's more set up for proof of stake, is what it is.
hmm.
It's interesting tech, and I think they're definitely going to be a competitor. But you know, and I know, there's plenty of room for both. It doesn't
Oh
mean
yeah.
Chainlink's going out of business, but
Yeah.
it does mean this could be a big opportunity
Yeah.
because there's a lot less tokens, and it's just a lower price. And I mean, I've heard people say that they think maybe in the next 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 months it could be 10-15 bucks a token. You just don't know. I mean, any kind of price predictions, who
Yeah.
knows, right?
Can you pull up what exchanges they're on?
That's the other thing. Very minimal exchanges. What did I guess? It's on here, right?
Yeah.
No, that's
Oh,
not
there's
it.
quite a
Top. No, these are
no.
just top exchanges in general.
Yeah.
Where is that though? It's here.
It was right up to the top to the right.
Oh, market pairs. I think this will give you
Oh, but yeah,
exchanges.
that's what you want. Market pairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's not even. Oh, it's
Oh, it's
loading.
loading. Yeah, here. Um, yeah, but
As I recall, there was like two or three.
yeah, it's weak. It's
Oh
yeah.
no,
Look at there's
there.
15 total.
Yeah,
Um,
and none of those do I have an account on. So
have you ever used Uniswap? I have not.
I started to, and it. I did a little bit of research on it, and it.
It's a
Uh,
little scary.
yeah.
Anyways, it's a completely different. I mean, here's blue chip versus something else that might be a competitor. I mean, it's a perfect
Mm,
example of it. This thing is their tech is really interesting, but the team is who knows. They seem smart. The tech seems good. Something to keep your eye on. Something. the thing about these is you could put a couple $100 in and turn it into a lot of money, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas Chainlink, I mean, you're putting money into it at that price. I mean, it's I don't know, it's different. It's hard to even compare the two. It's
Yeah.
so early. This came out in, I think, in December or November. They've been around, basically this year. I think September, but literally you can still get in. I don't know if you call it an ICO now, but you get it directly from the company. So it's very early.
Yeah. No thanks.
So, anyways, so
It's too
that's
early
that.
for me. I mean, where are they? I mean, are they even? Where are they ranked?
Like 230. They're high. It's
Yeah.
climbing. I mean, they're in
Oh,
the.
I'm sure it's going to, and I may get some kickback from some of my buddies saying, "No, you should have done it. We did it," but I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I,
two
I stick to my top. If they're not ranked in the top 100, I'm not.
two
I'm
eighty
not
four. It's at 284.
yeah.
Yeah, it's every time I get pulled into the top 100, and then you look at some of these other ones, it's like, boy, they're fascinating. It's
It
I
is.
it
It is.
makes you. Okay, so it gets into this S&P index thing. Let's talk about that a little bit. So S&P's coming out with an index next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is like the S&P, Dow Jones. I guess they're a combined company now.
That's right.
I don't even have that in here, but um, and when we were talking, one thing that's interesting is they are going to get into. They were saying like the top 550 tokens. They're going to take a look at. I don't know if they'll be in. They're going to make many indexes, right?
I don't know.
I'm
I mean,
sure they
they got
will.
to start with one, and
Yeah,
then they'll add them on as needed. But they need to have some type of an index because they can't create financial products without a baseline that they can use to monitor or gauge its growth.
right. But big news. I mean, this came out this week. Hard regs did not come out, but we found in a number of areas that, um, you know, regulations are coming, and this is kind of it's something that when you get indexes being created, that
Yep.
stuff's real. It's not going away. We're no longer thinking, is crypto going to make it? You know.
Yeah, I mean it's as legitimate as it's going to be. I mean, I can't. They're laying the groundwork. They're laying the indices and other things that they are doing are laying the groundwork so they can create financial products out of cryptocurrencies.
Right.
Period.
I just there was just something on to I don't even have it, but basically there was something on um, Ethereum ETF coming out. I think out of Canada. Oh yeah, Ethereum ETF to debut on the Toronto Stock Exchange.
Hmm.
So, you start getting ETFs. It's all part of it, and it's going to be interesting to see how they divide up the cryptos. Like, are you going to have like utility crypto indexes? Are you going to have, proof of stake indexes, proof of work indexes? Bitcoin, and here's all the bitcoins. I mean, how are they going to do these indexes? Because I'm sure it won't be one. Just like there's, I don't know how many indexes now. It's a lot. Your Dow 30, your S&P 500. I mean, there's just so many. But let's not nerd out too much on finance, right? So don't get me wrong, Crash. I mean, I love me some Maxine Waters as much as the next guy, right? But she is going head to head with Brian Brooks. And I was looking back a little bit. Brian Brooks is a comptroller currency. You know a little bit about him, right, Crash? Did we lose him? Uh-oh. But if you look back, man, she's got it in for Brian Brooks, man. I saw something going back a ways. So she
Yeah.
comes out now, right? And she's like, She's coming at him. She basically and Brian Brooks, we've talked about him. He's kind of my idol in the crypto space.
Yeah.
Mnuchin is the treasurer, right? I think it's the
Uh-huh.
best thing he did in his term is bringing in Brooks. It's like the
Yeah.
one good thing he did.
And he's like his number two man, right? It's
Yeah,
Treasury.
right. He answers to Mnuchin. Yep,
Okay.
answers to the treasurer, right? So Brooks he's a mad scientist. You know what his hobby is?
What?
It's playing the piano. So this dude, if you hear him talk and stuff, I mean, he's smart, right? He grew up at Coinbase. He was like in their legal area and all that stuff. So he was brought in for a reason, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's just the mad scientist type. You can you can picture him, playing the piano every morning, getting off and
Mm-hmm.
heading off to work. But anyways, he's done a ton for the crypto space and he's continuing to. And she's just after him and she wants him to back up all his stuff, man. What does she say here? As you begin to carry out the mandate given to you by the American people to restore trust in the federal government, because this is going to make us trust them again, I would like to highlight several areas where you and your team should immediately reverse the actions of your predecessors, she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
In her letter, and of course she's a Dem from California, called on Biden to rescind guidance by the OCC that national banks may hold stablecoins reserves as a service to bank customers. So, and it's like, if you ever hear, like I heard some of the first hearings where it was interesting when they brought in Zuckerberg for the Libra coin,
Right, right, right.
which by the way is going to be called Diem now. So keep that in mind, people. When you hear Diem, that's the new Libra. They're
How do you spell that?
Diem.
Uh,
But she barely got what Bitcoin was. And here she's does she even know what she's doing? Cryptos are literally going to save banks. It's why they'll exist. It's
well,
the
yeah,
only
all the
reason.
banks are going to disappear, particularly in the United States, if they don't get on board, because
That's
all the funds are going to go overseas to where they can use and transfer and use very efficient cryptocurrencies.
right. And the people here, there's banks are obsolete for all intents and purposes. They're basically the stuff that everything you can do. You just don't need to walk into a bank building, you
Mm-mm.
know? Cryptos are going to save banks. I put it, and that's why he came out with this and said, "Hey, guess what? Banks can now hold cryptos." Yeah, I bet they can. He's
Yeah, I
basically
mean,
saving the bank industry.
yeah, the central banking system, they're all on board. They want all this because if they don't get on board, they're toast.
Yeah, it is. I really do believe it's going to literally save banks. So she goes on. Your appointed officials at the Office of the Comptroller of Currency must also not assume, as their predecessors have, that a law Congress passed over 150 years ago somehow gives them the authority to provide a national bank charter to non-bank fintech or payment companies, she wrote. So, and it's interesting because Brooks can stick it to Congress. He doesn't need their permission. That's the beauty of that position,
Yeah.
you know. And she does not like it. So, Congress they just want to just hold up on let China take over, people. Don't do anything.
Yeah.
We're too scared. We're too
Yeah.
nervous.
We don't understand it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, didn't they actually give Congress like $50 in Bitcoin? Someone did that or something just to get them to open up their eyes and see how it worked.
Yeah.
I think
Probably. But
someone did that at some point over the last year or something.
yeah, I'm not aware of that. But
Anyways, so that's my Maxine Waters. We're going to keep an eye on that young lady. She is doing a fine job for us, and I think she's going to continue to for probably another looks like she's got a couple decades left. You know, I don't know. She's got some time. Her and Pelosi are tight, so
Yeah. Well,
there's
they've
that.
done wonders for California.
Exactly. The question is, are they outright bought by China? That's what I want to know. Are they just flat out like their governor is over there?
I don't know.
Anywho, so yeah, as far as news goes, I mean that's the big stuff. There's stuff every stinking day, man. I mean, it's just unbelievable news wise. So we'll hit more stuff soon. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
maybe we should do a little bit of that. Just go through some of our favorite sites. Maybe we can add another one that just reviewing and just quickly commenting on the headlines.
right,
Uh,
right. Well, one big thing for XRP fans next week, we got that airdrop on the 12th, so
yeah,
that's
yeah,
a big one.
yeah. So if anybody's out there and you have XRP and you're not sure if it's going to be included in the snapshot, let us know. Well, we can help
Yep.
you. Well, we can help you find out um, if it's going to be included or if you need to move it to a different platform right away.
Yeah, drop us a line if you have questions. That'll be an interesting. That will be an next week will be just another fascinating week. Not just because of that, but who knows what's going to come out. You know, Brooks also came out. One of the big things this week was just him saying that Bitcoin's not going to be banned, and he's actually against this whole crypto wallet deal where they want to basically KYC every wallet on the planet. Makes
Mm-hmm.
no it's like it's basically it makes no sense. And I don't think it's going to happen. You know why? It's not because people with money, a lot of money, want privacy too.
Yep.
You know? It's like they want to take every ounce of privacy away, and I don't know. I don't know if it's going to fly. It'll be interesting, but there's some heavy hitters that are pretty much against it. It
Mm-hmm.
doing that with the wallets too, it really defeats the purpose of banking the unbanked, which is a big part of this whole thing, and part of the
Mm-hmm.
globalist agenda,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
get,
Well,
get
if they can pull off the medical tyranny and have control and identification of everybody based on whether they're vaccinated and things like that, they don't need to have KYC because they'll have a more complete database based on medical history.
right, right. So, and people know too that they hung this little carrot out this week. One of our wonderful congressmen came out and said, "Would you be willing to get a COVID vaccine for a $1,500 stimulus check? How would that proposal work for you? So here's some money if you get vaccinated."
Jeez, oh Pete.
It's ridiculous. These people are nuts, man. They're nuts.
I can envision people getting 8 or 10 shots, getting $1,500 for each one.
Right? People be, hey, can I get another one? I don't know if I'm safe yet. I know it's mutate. I need another one.
Or a whole black market for the approval slip that you were vaccinated.
Oh, yeah. It just goes on and on.
It's crazy.
Anyways, Crash,
Yeah.
what else we got? So don't forget, this is not financial advice. We're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Unless you got anything else on your agenda, we'll
No, not
see.
not at the moment. Nope. I'm gonna get ready for our next broadcast, which should be on Tuesday. This coming up Tuesday, and
What's the next coin we're gonna do? We
I
got
don't
to
know.
think
What do you
about
think
that.
about VeChain? VeChain
I
or
think we need to do Bitcoin or Ethereum.
okay?
Let's
Yeah.
get to the top and then work down. VeChain's a good
Yeah,
one though.
I think that'd be a good way to keep people rolling with us.
Well, and once we get the top ones, we'll get those out of the way, and then
Hmm.
we'll get into some. We'll go down and we'll go up. We're not just gonna go straight down in market cap, but
Yeah.
we'll learn a lot too. So, and I'm sure you guys put give us some feedback on what coin you want to do next. What the heck,
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to cram Bitcoin down your throat a little more. Maybe you haven't had enough of that yet.
You know what? There's so many people coming into the market and coming in
Yeah.
the interest that there are going to be a lot of people that are going to want to learn just about Bitcoin and its
Yeah,
fundamentals.
we
And what,
do have to keep in mind you don't know how much
yeah,
you know. It's
yeah.
like we have quite a bit of experience in this space, so
Hmm.
it'll be good. Well, and it's always moving, right? It's just so dynamic. Things are changing all the time, so it'll be good.
Yeah. Yep. So, yep. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll roll with Bitcoin, and let's call it a night.
Sounds good. That's it for episode number 12. Take two.
Crash and Eddie, we're out.